Hello, this is Real Estate Business with Debo Adejana. I'm the MD CEO of Realty Point Limited. They call us the Sack Your Landlord people. I regard myself as a real estate entrepreneur. And this is the segment where Debo speaks, okay? There is a very vital thing that is happening in our industry that I would like to just pass a comment or two on, okay? Just last week, I saw this bill, National Housing Fund Bill, okay, 2018. I understand it was passed into law by the National Assembly on February 18th, 2019. Okay, it was passed into law, and it was expected that the president will assent to it. Okay, over the weekend also, I then read that the president did not give his consent. He did not assent to the bill, and I was very happy he did not, because going through the report, the Deloitte report that I read about the bill, I was quite unhappy that the bill was structured in that way. I mean, yes, this is a bill of 2014 is what we are trying to amend. 2014 is the one we are trying to amend, and 2004. Sorry, the act is 2004. We're trying to amend it now, and I just felt that there were a few things that needed. Some that were not just so right. Now, Deloitte stated a number of things, and I wouldn't want to repeat what they stated. I would just appeal to you, if you're watching this and you've not seen their report, just look around online probably, and you can send a mail to us and we can send it to you. Just send a mail to us at media@Realty Point Limited, realtypointltd.com. media@realtypointltd.com. Tell us you want the Deloitte report regarding the National Housing Fund, and we'll send it to you. So I don't want to repeat some of the things they've said, but I just want to lay emphasis on some that are very important, and then some of my own personal comments, as it were, that probably they didn't raise is the things that I wanted to bring up with this video. Now, I would say that please do not increase the sum that people need to contribute, because the new law is we are now supposed to be contributing 2.5% on our whole pay, as against 2.5% on our basic salary before. Okay, I will say that is not necessary. It's not about the amount of money, no. Okay, the amount of money matters, but I'm saying that if we do the right things with what we've had, a lot more people will have been contributing and will have a lot more money. If we already can prove that we are doing well with what we have, then it won't be a problem to ask people to contribute so much more. But not now, because in my own opinion, we've not managed the ones that they've contributed very well. And that is really where my problem is, okay? Also, it was generalized, Nigerian workers, basically. I would say that it should still be Nigerian workers. Okay, we should not belabor expatriates, for example, with our housing fund. I totally support the fact that the bill is trying to mandate the pension administrators to contribute or invest in this fund, okay, and also insurance companies to invest in the fund. I totally support that. But I would want us to reconsider the aspect of asking banks also to contribute 10% of their profit, I think it's profit before tax, okay, to the fund. I would say that because the reason I would say that is because, I mean, the banks, for example, have a number of things that they are mandated to do already, and the return on investment here is not fantastic. But the insurance companies, the pension fund, they have an obligation to the built environment. They have an obligation to the housing industry, and they should be able to make that contribution. And there is nothing placed on them so much yet as compared to the banks. Okay, that's what I would like to say regarding that. Penalties are a bit heavy. It is better that we have penalties that we know we will have the political will to enforce. There is no point having penalty that we may not want to enforce. Why would that be? So I would say that please let's look at that penalty. I mean, those penalties that we stipulated for certain default, and make them, yes, they should still be punitive, but then it should be something that we can enforce. Nothing was said about the interest. What will be the interest of the loan now? The mortgages that people will get used to be 6%. Are we dropping it to 4%, for example? Because if we are dropping the interest that people used to get from 4% on their contribution to 2%, Are we also dropping the interest that we will be charging people on their mortgages when they take it from 6 to like 4? If we are doing that, that would be fantastic. Okay, that would be fantastic. Then can we consider increasing the cap for the NHF loan? It used to be 5, or it still is 5, 10, and 15. 15 is the cap. Can we have a 25 range, 25 million naira, I mean, so that 25 million naira becomes the cap? If somebody qualifies for it, can afford it, let them have it, because with 25 million, you probably will be able to then buy a property that will be worth it. Otherwise, what currently happens is people just try to use the NHF as part of the funding they will require in purchasing their properties. So I will need us to look into this. Then the Federal Mortgage Bank, the administrators of this fund, what have we done about them in being more transparent and more open? Have we even asked ourselves, why is it that the money right now in their care regarding NHF has been bastardly utilized? What I mean, bastardized. Okay? It's been abused. A lot of times they will tell us that they have a lot of bad loans they are dealing with from developers. Have we asked, what is the cause of this bad loan? Why is it that loans turn bad? Have we asked those questions? In the way they disburse, when EDL still used to be available, they will do, I think it's 40, 30, 40% or something like that. Then some people will get their first tranche, and to get this next tranche will be impossible. There are a lot of developers who had just the first tranche. Some had first, second. The third tranche is impossible, and they've started projects. Projects become abandoned projects. They can't complete the project. How would that loan turn bad? And then the canker one, okay, in the system, corruption. Have we looked at the effect of corruption within that spectrum, from the Federal Mortgage Bank to the developer that gets the money? Because this other method of asking cooperatives to come forward, state building societies and all of those things, and giving them this money, is not a solution. If you still look at that, they are still not solving the problem. We are still having problems. Maybe the state government will pay back, maybe the cooperative will pay back, but are they able to deliver housing? Because for them to do that, they don't have the competence to deliver housing. They still have to work with developers, competent developers, to do these things. So why don't we just look at solving the problem and seeing how developers can still get EDL, qualified developers can still get EDL, they can be disbursed to them, even at single digits. And the same way we used to do it, they get off-takers, primary mortgage banks help them to get off-takers, and off-takers take on these units and they start to service the loan. So the developer just has to deal with basically the interest of the loan, which we can make single digit. It used to be 10%, we can make single digit for the 2 years. Okay, give developers construction finance, set the criteria, qualification and all, whoever meets it, give them those money, let them be able to churn out these things. We will be aiding the supply side a lot more that way, and then the mortgage comes in on the demand side to be able to create effective demand, and absorption rate becomes very good. They take on these properties from the market and they start to service the loan as mortgage for the number of years that they qualify for. I would think that we should revisit EDL. We should revisit Federal Mortgage Bank in terms of how previous administrations have run or administered the NHF fund and what has been the problem. Let's look at these things and try to correct it. That's what I would say effectively about that. Please, we need to deal with the corruption. I think first and foremost, that is really important. I would encourage you to get the Deloitte document, and if possible, you can get the bill itself and go through it and all of that, and put in your own contribution. If you need the Deloitte document, like I said, of course, you can contact Deloitte or you can reach us. I'm sure they made this available for the generality of people. We can also share it with you. But these are my own specific comments regarding this. Please, let's share this message, especially industry players. Let's share it till it gets to the doorstep of our lawmakers and the people that are working on this bill. This is my contribution to nation building. I remain yours sincerely, Debo Adejana, in the business of helping you sack your landlord. Thank you.